Just did this video a couple of days ago where I talk about 2024 on YouTube and getting ready for that video and looking at the stats, and I'm just like, I know exactly where I was 1 year ago. All the videos that you're posting, no matter how many views they get today, when you do have a video that takes off, people go back and look at your old videos. I mean, you didn't ask this, but one thing I would continue to do as a North Star is to say, how many people's lives can I touch on YouTube in my paintings? Instead of it being like, how many subscribers can I get? Sales can I make? For you, if that's always the North Star, all the other stuff comes with it.
Your authenticity, your kindness, and just your vulnerability to teach people without any expectations. I'm so excited. Like, I love it.
Just did this video a couple of days ago where I talk about 2024 on YouTube and, getting ready for that video and looking at the stats, and I'm just like, I know exactly where I was 1 year ago with YouTube. It's been exciting the whole time. That's the crazy part. Because when you start something, usually it's like starts off cool and then it gets a little bit, but then there are those little things that stay and get even more exciting, actually. Last thing I'll say is all the videos that you're posting, no matter how many views they get today, when you do have a video that takes off, people go back and look at your old videos. It's just building that archive, which is you'll see it all lifted. Let me ask you, if you want to experiment with something for a week,
Okay.
you want to try that?
Sure.
Okay. What I'd love to experiment with you is to put 2 or 3 shorts up. That is that TikTok feel.
All right.
And see if you can't put a thumbnail. It only tells you where it wants to go, right? It only shows where it wants to go. But what you can do is a really short but interesting title. And it's
Okay.
short title because on shorts, you don't see as much of the title as you do on the long ones.
Right. Okay.
So, and you can be a little bit more sensational on a short. You can say, wow, wow, this is crazy, or paint does this. That's what you can do with the short, because the shorts are more like the TikTok world, except for it's bolstered by YouTube, which is has more longevity. So it has that instant appeal mixed with the longevity of YouTube. And most of the people I talk to about YouTube, I do not automatically recommend to them that they do shorts. It's its whole beast, it's its whole thing. With you, because yours is so visual and yours lends itself to this in the medium, and it's different and it's eye-catching, I think that both will work for you.
All right.
Okay, this is what I'm thinking. If you put up 10 shorts, and again, you don't have to put a ton of work into this, but like have that magic to it, even if they're a little repetitive, like different angles of something or different takes on the titles. It's not so much about the ones that get the 500 views, because mine get like 500 views, 1,000 views, 2,000 views. It's not so much about that. It's about the fact that the shorts on YouTube have the ability to get 1 million views. They have that ability to just take fire. And that's when you get the 1,000 subscribers.
Perfect.
Or the 500 subscribers. And again, I don't suggest it to everybody because a lot of times those shorts subscribers don't translate to the long form. They don't like the long form. In your case, when they see the short, they're seeing alchemy, they're seeing transformation. They're going to get that in the long form too. So they're going to transfer. Like, I'm finally a year in now working on some shorts, because I'm like, I have the established long form. Now this is when the shorts, Alex Hermosi, inspirational, quick quote, that's now when it'll work for my channel more so than it would have in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely give that it's a nice experiment.
Thank you.
What did you come in thinking through?
All right. So there are several things, and I
Okay.
wanted your opinion on this. My son just left.
Okay.
And he's like biochemist, atheist. I'm spiritual. It's like, still love it. It's the approach as for cosmic quantum energy, spirituality. Am I narrowing myself down to one little corner, or by saying cosmic, now I open myself up to both worlds, the science aspect and the spiritual aspect, and then you as an individual take what you need.
Can you do something where you mix the two, where you're saying like cosmic versus science or something as like the title? Because then that causes such curiosity, and you can have different things, and it's like you're not betraying what it was promised. I don't know exactly what that would be, but something that, even if it is cosmos or cosmic versus science, or it's just a nice, like, what's this going to be about? What does that even mean? You know? There's a guy that I think of every time I think of your channel. He got in touch with me because he said that I inspired him. And he is like a scientist. He's a black man in St. Louis. And he has a lab that has created glow in the dark flowers and plants. And so he gets a lot of views on Instagram, because I'm sure on TikTok I haven't seen, but on Instagram, because it's this glowy thing, right? And
Hmm.
when you go deeper into his stuff, it's super nerdy and super specific. And there's a whole group for that. But
Yeah.
the people who watch those videos at first are not seeing that. They're
Okay.
being drawn into it.
Okay.
So you could do a cosmic versus science that kind of explains that there's a hypothesis here that's being formed, or that we will work on figuring out which one is, man versus lion, whatever.
Right. Right.
Or you could do something that is the surface level intrigue that is even like, sparkly stars, or I don't know it yet, but there's something that just brings in so many people.
Mhm.
And then, without telling them what it's going to be, it's about the paint, right? It's about the, whoa, that's cool. And then when they click in, they're watching the paint, but you're also delivering your message, like a Trojan horse type of thing, right? Like, we're going to sneak in the message by showing the glitter.
I'm going to do an art reveal.
Okay.
And I would like to do that within the next 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. For that, do you recommend perhaps selling canvas prints?
Talk to me a little bit. So you haven't sold before, you're saying. You've
Mm-mm.
never sold a piece
I've
of art.
I've received donations, so I've
Copy
only
that. Copy that.
donated.
And you're going to do an art reveal, meaning what? Does it mean that you'll have the original piece of art showing? Does it mean you're doing something live? Tell me a little bit more.
So I'm going to have my original pieces, about 5 to 8 pieces,
Mm-hmm.
on these tripods, and then I'm going to have a QR code. So that QR code, so here's the original canvas, and
Mm-hmm.
then the QR code is going the story behind it, right? Whether it's 30 seconds or a minute. So you
Mm-hmm.
the inspiration behind the meaning of the painting.
What would a canvas print be? What size? What cost?
Let's say about $20 per print, anywhere from like $10 to $15.
What's the size of it though, of the print?
16 by 20, which is the average.
How much does it cost you to make that?
Yeah, so the print would be about $15 to $20.
I was at first asking what would you charge?
That's where I don't really know how to price this out because I've really never sold it.
What I would do
Okay.
is you would have the 5 to 8 pieces.
Mhm.
They're displayed. QR code is very easy to see and understand that you're supposed to, even with an arrow to it, you're supposed to, and it's going to say, purchase this print replica, right? Each one leads to a page on your landing page, or however you are going to sell it. Like, are you going to have it in person to
Yeah, I
sell?
was planning on having it in person that day.
The prints of them in person.
Correct.
So when is this happening?
2 weeks.
What I'm trying to get to is, like, can they be print on demand, or do you have to purchase them and they could do it? That's just one part of the question.
Print on demand would just simplify my life.
A couple ways to do everything. One way to do this is to imagine this scene. People go up to it, it's displayed. They have the original. The original can be purchased on site. And let's say the originals are $1,000. You're going to have different numbers. For this one, it's going to be 785. For this one, it's going to be 1295. It's just going to be different, different price. Then it's going to have the QR code very well displayed, and it's going to say buy canvas print with this code. They go to that, it leads them to an on-demand page where they can choose a size and buy it in whatever size they want to buy it in as a canvas print. And each one of, so people are coming in, they're looking at it. I can't get the $1,000 one, but I'm going to get the print. And you're talking to them. You say you can get the print on. We have a few. It's not evergreen. It's not like a billion prints exist. We have a few canvas prints. So then people feel like, even though I'm not part of being able to buy the whole thing, I can't. Now You have that, and maybe on that page, depending on what you use, what art site you use, you might be able to put a video, or you might be able to have an email that comes to the person. Usually on those sites, you can say that what you want in the email, the thank you email, and
Yes.
that could say, thank you for purchasing. This is a link to a video, perhaps on YouTube, of me telling you about the print. It's you right here on Zoom, and you're saying, this original, da 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 da, thank you, da da da. You're not going to talk about it how it was at the January 15th event, because you're going to use this everywhere.
Right.
You're going to say, thank you for purchasing my da da da. This is, you can either have it unlisted or you can have it live if you want. Unlisted means only the people with the link get it. I haven't seen many people do this, right? So you have this cool, like, thank you email. But the key of it is anybody can buy the prints. They can buy multiple prints if they want to. They click, click, click. Then let's say somebody is interested in purchasing that. Like I'm walking by and I'm like, I want that one. I want it and I want it now. You can have that conversation. You can say, okay, what we'll do is you can put either a deposit down. I think that's suggested. You'll put a deposit, maybe have a Square with you or have somewhere where they can pay you now with a card and say you put a $200 deposit down. This is now yours. I'll put a little sticker on it. It's now sold. Little green dot is sold. I will continue to display it tonight so that other people can enjoy it. And also they can order the print if they want. And then I will ship this to you or deliver it to you tomorrow. So it's all about the presentation of it. And again, the big grain of salt of this first time doing that, it may not do anything, but you're going to use it as an experiment to see the behavior. Oh, was it easy for people to use the QR code? Did people do that in person? Oh, that's interesting, right? Did somebody buy the original? Because what you're doing is you're using both to leverage each other. You're using the fact that you have this $1,000 asset that they can have a piece of, if they can have like the beauty of it, like at a museum, when you go to a museum, you can get like replicas.
Right.
They can have that piece of it, and I can see right in front of my eyes, it's worth $1,000, and I can have that piece here. And then you're on the other side of that, you're leveraging the fact that people are interested in public in this piece, and I can afford that. So I'm going to take it and I get the original. So you're leveraging both.
I love it. And here I was thinking, again, that's why I needed to speak to you, because I was
Mhm.
like, my whole intention was just to go and display.
Yeah.
Would the print start somewhere around $40, $50, or is that too
I
low?
didn't say to sell the original at 100.
I mean, I'm sorry, not 100. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. I meant
Yeah.
the prints, where would the prints start?
It's going to be different for each one of them. Are the ones behind you the ones you're going to take? Are they similar? So let's say that is $8.95. And you have, of course, you have listed on there, it's acrylic, it's this, it's that. You let people know because these materials you use are expensive, not just the artist's eye. And of course, you're talking to people, you're telling them what's going on. Let's say that's $8.95, right? I would say that I would be willing to buy a print like that started at postcard size for like $12 for a postcard, all the way up to $200 for a 11 by 16. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you would use it to anchor. You would anchor. So maybe the most someone would pay is 25% or 20 to 25% of the price. So let's say the one behind you right above your head, let's say that's $1,200 if I get the original. It's one of a kind.
Mhm.
I'm willing to pay up to 240 for that giant print. And if I can't afford that, I'll get a smaller print.
Okay. All right. So this way it's affordable to everyone.
It's affordable. Yeah, you have the postcards. It's just anybody can get that. $10, $8, $12. Anybody can get the postcard just so you can have it. And I mean, that's something I would pick up.
I love
Yeah.
that. But I wouldn't have anything physically there. Everything's going to be done online.
I personally would do that online.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a sage, right? I'm not the oracle. I don't know 100% if that's the play. That's why it has to be an experiment. Let me tell you what I would do. I would maybe have a couple on print and then certain 30 minutes, put them out there and see if it changed the dynamics. Who knows until you do it?
Yeah.
But I
All right.
think because remember I said there was couple of ways to do it. That scenario that I described is one way to do it. The other scenario was more like a market, was more like Nope, they're all here in person. That may work even faster. I'm thinking about the people who are walking around this 80 crate place and don't want to carry stuff. Like for me, it would be a convenience thing, but it may be my age. It may be that that's not the right audience, whatever.
Fantastic. Oh, now I'm looking forward to this even more. Next is, well, that was monetization because
Right?
definitely like create like 7 streams of income. So now you just broaden my mind to so many things, especially with the prints, the canvas, the cards. And it's funny because a mentor of mine several years ago said, do postcards. And I was like, not going to work, but yes.
Absolutely would work with your art. Absolutely. Why wouldn't it? I want postcards,
You can have whatever you want. You just
Well,
let me.
because it's just because like it's like anybody who likes like I used to sports cards, memorabilia, any kind of collector,
Yeah,
they don't necessarily have the wall space for 15 paintings,
right.
but they want to collect.
Okay.
They'll put it up in little places and or collect it, you know? So you want to have it different for different people.
You just said something there as a collector's item.
Mhm.
Is there a way to put this as a collector's item?
So what some people do, and I think a lot of these art sites on demand are prepared to help you do this. What I get a lot of in LA when I buy prints and not the original is this is a 1 of 100 print. So then the print itself becomes finite. And sometimes it's numbered. Like you number it, it's like over.
So it's 1 of 50 or 1 of 100. Okay.
Yeah.
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 A limited edition.
Yeah.
One thing that I was going to ask you about NFTs. Would it be
hmm
creating things to put it as an NFT
I
digitally?
personally think so. I think that NFTs are still in that scammy, spammy bro feel. People don't trust it enough. And
Okay.
it already is super advanced to pull off. I think you would make more of an impression on people right now in a world where people are trying to drain every drop of dollars from people. You would make an impression by being an artisan, by being a craftsperson, you know, the craftsmanship, the limited supply of something. That's what is special.
Thank you. Thank you. Because that
Sure.
just opens up so many doors on where to go. Do I have to have the school present by the time or the school open by the
Mhm.
time I launch this?
You don't have to do anything. I would say if you feel like you want to, you can have it open and then it'll be someplace for people to land when you write to them. Or you can say, I'm going to have it open by February 1st, or to yourself, I'm going to have it open by some date. And the people who buy from you, the people who you meet, maybe even have a clipboard and take people's email addresses, like go old school.
Old school.
Those people, you can just get in touch with them in a couple of weeks. You don't have to have it there now. So you don't have to say anything about it. You just get their information and say, can I keep you up with updates? January 21st, you say, you've seen me out at my events, you've purchased from me, or you have at least, admired. I have this new special membership where I'm letting 100 collectors come in, and it's a free membership, but you get to see some of my work before it hits YouTube, before it hits public. You create an event for it. Don't have to do
And then
everything at once. Even in what I said earlier about having the email funnel that thanks them for doing it and sending it to a video. That would be nice to have, and I would love it and recommend it. But even if you don't get to that because you're just like, well, I'm going to focus on setting up the on-demand pages and then getting everything ready for the event, that's okay. Because then you have another there's a next time, and then there's a next time, and there's a next time.
and I feel the education is first
Mm,
because there is something behind each painting that I truly believe in my heart, and
mm,
it's to help others.
mm.
And it may be sound way out there, but there is a healing element to it. I say my purpose here is love.
This is why your videos are so compelling because it's not just the visual, it's what you're saying, it's that message again. Like, the one thing, I mean, you didn't ask this, but one thing I would continue to do as a North Star is to say, how many people's lives can I touch and positively affect on YouTube in my paintings, right? Instead of it being like, how many subscribers can I get? Or how many sales can I make? For you, if that's always the North Star, all that other stuff comes with it, follows it, chases it. because you're like, oh, today I got 47 views on YouTube. That means that approximately 47 people, or maybe 30 people, because it'll tell you how many unique viewers. That means that
Mhm.
30 people were affected. And then it'll show you five of those people were new to your channel. So five new people around this world found me today. And then what happens when you look at it by the week or by the month? That's when it starts to like, you're like, whoa. Oh, I forgot. Let me check my bank account. Oh, I actually have money. That's cool. That's cool. Like people came through. That's great. But if you measure it there first, oh, it gets really special.
I love that you say that, Arlen, because I'm very grateful for what I have in life. And it's that you can manifest whatever you want in life. And the one thing I've always manifested for was that inner peace and love and just that kindness. And that's what I see in you. Your authenticity, your kindness, and just your vulnerability to put and to teach people without any expectations. And that's unique because a lot of times people are expecting something in return.
Mm,
And when we have that exchange of energy, when it comes from deep within,
mm.
but to benefit others, not for your own benefit, like they say that glow up, but you're
Yep.
glowing inside out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, money comes. I'm so excited. Like, I'm just going to off and go running.
Yeah. Well, you're applying things. That's what's the difference between things happening for you. Is that a lot of people will either consume what I'm saying or they'll actually participate one-on-one with me, but then they won't implement it immediately. What I tell them or what they discover when they're talking to me or consuming it, they won't implement it fast enough because they're afraid that it's not going to work. And then it's like, well, of course, it's not going to work if you don't do it. So, of course, at least you have a 50-50 chance if you try. There's 0% chance if you don't.
Yeah.
Very excited about what this year's going to bring. Let's connect again. You can text me anytime, as you know, anything that you're doing. So let's keep it going.